First record I would like to talk about is registration form. As a registered provider, you must develop, maintain, store, and retain records about children attending the service. The records must contain appropriate information to document and support the care provided by the service to each child. The service controls and protects the information it holds about children by TUSLAC URF 2018. This form is regulated by Child Care Act 1991, Regulation 2016, Regulation 15, Part 12 of the Child and Family Agency Act 2013, QRF Full Day Care Service and Part N Daycare Service, and Regulation 1953, Individual Care Plan. We need this record because organizations providing service to children have an overall duty and responsibility to safeguard the children and the Children First National Guidance to the Protection and Welfare of Children Care Act, Child Care Preschool Regulation 2016, National Standards 2010, the National Practice Guidance place an obligation on all organizations provided services to child to develop child protection and welfare policy and procedures, including procedures for reporting suspended disclosed abuse, promoting safe practices, and working with the child. This form is completed by parents or legal guardians. This form we need for the setting. We need it for TUSLA control organization. This form must be completed before child start attending the setting. This form should include name and date of birth of the child's individual care plan, name, address, and telephone number of the parents or guardians, list of the person authorized to collect the child from the services. This includes the name, addresses, and contact number of the person who authorized to collect the child. With written authorization forms, the parents or guardians allow the child to be released by the service into the care of the authorized person. Record of immunization received by the child and the other information. Details and records of any illnesses, allergies, or additional needs to give the information relevant to the provision of specific care or attention. Written parental guardian concern included to allow the child to have appropriate medical treatment if there is any emergencies. This record has been updated if the child's information changed. We need a registration form to give information about the child accurately and use it for child's well-being. According to Regulation 50 to 17 of the Early Years Services Regulation 2016, this record should be kept 2 years from the date of which the child stops attending the service. Regulation 15. Records can be stored electronically or written files. All records must be stored securely in logs, filing cabinets of an electronic, then the password protected. The next record form is accident and incident report. We need this form in order to record the details of the time of the incident, what happens in the way, what actions were taken after it. It must be provided and signed by parents or guardians. According to Regulation 15 to 17 of the Early Services Regulation 2016, outlines the records that must be maintained and stored by the ELC setting. Accurate description and objectivity. When record keeping in a ELC setting, it is important to accurate and objective in your description. This means being careful to describe things as they are. Be careful to avoid words because what can be misunderstood or left open to interpretation. Be careful. Remember all records in regards to children in the setting, such as observation, child's protection concerns, incident and incident report can be viewed by parents at any time they might request it. This record is regulated by Child Care Act Regulation 31, notification of incident. Child Care Act Regulation 15 to 17, Child Care Act Regulation 15 about storage. This form is completed by authorized staff member. This record form is for the setting, parents, TUSLA social worker services, health and safety authorities, the services, insurance company, if appropriate. When this form must be completed. When an accident or an incident happened, the death of the child while attending a service, the diagnosis of any infection disease, if the child of any person working in service, when incident happened, including in the hospital after setting, a serious injury to a child while attending that needed immediately medical treatment, an incident of a child going missing while attending. What details are within this record? A name of the child, a date of birth of the child, the date and time when the accident happened, what exactly happened, what the part of body is injured, what actions were taken after it, who was taking care of the child, who were who are present in the place at that time and signed by the parents. This record relate to Regulation 31, Regulation 15 to 17 of the Early Child Services Regulations. Outlines the records that must be maintained and stored by ELC setting. Regulation 15 outlines the records that must be kept relating to children. Regulation 16 outlines the records that must be kept in relation to the ELC setting. Regulation 17 outlines information that must be given to parents. And Infection Disease Regulation 1989. This record, according to Regulation 15 to 17 of the Early Year Services Regulations, this record should be kept 2 years from the date of which child stopped attending the service. Regulations 15 records can be stored electronically or written files, or record must be stored securely in a locked filing cabinet of electronic, then they're password protected. The third record is administration of medication. It's form that we used in ELC setting to record the child's name, what medication, in which dose, when, and by whom was given. We needed to keep this information accurately. It's regulated by Child Care Act 1991, Regulation 2016, Regulation 19, Health, Welfare and Development of the Child, Children First National Guidance 2017 for the Protection and Welfare of Child, Child Care Act 1991, Regulation 2016, Regulation 15, Storage, Regulation 1953, Individual Care Plan. The purpose of this of medication log is to ensure the health and safety of every child. It's keep a detailed record of any medication issues, treatment given, like first aid of medication, includes such as allergies, accidental illness. This allows staff to respond appropriately and consistently, especially in emergencies. Legal and regulatory compliance. Early years set in are regulated by law to maintain accurate records of medical events. A medical log helps the service meet the standards and demonstrate accessibility. For communication with parents' guidance, having a clear log means staff can accurately inform parents about the health-related incidents involving child from minor injuries of an administration of medication. To monitor patterns and prevent recurrence. To ensure that all staff follow the correct procedures. This form is completed by authorized staff member plus second staff member should be present and it should be signed by parents or guardians. This records form is for the setting parents to social work services, health and safety authority, service insurance company if appropriate. The record must be complete every time when a medication is given to a child. Which details are within this record: name of the room, date and time, name of the child, medication given, dosage, signature of person who gave medication, signature of witness, purpose of medication, parents' initials. According to Regulation 15 and 17 of the Yearly Year Service Regulation 6, this record should be kept stored electronically or written files. All records must be stored securely in locked filing cabinets of electronic data password protected. The QRF states that all records relation to a children should be kept for 2 years after the child leaves the ELC setting. Thank you for your attention.